a Christmas wish. While I was watching the video,
Hey guys, welcome to Table Talk. This is the show where we take your topics and we jumble them all up into this crazy bowl here, and then we read them on camera.
We actually chew them first and then put them in the bowl and then wait till they dry from everyone's saliva before we get them back
mix
out.
DNA. Gross.
Because that's not weird at all.
No.
All right, let's go for it. Let's go. Batman isn't my uncle on Reddit.
Oh,
says.
thank God.
I know.
Oh my God, finally the truth comes out.
Is there anything that you initially thought you were really good at, only to find out later that you actually weren't?
That's kind of sad.
It's really sad.
That I thought I was good at.
I mean, I thought I was really good at Rock Band, and I think I'm better than most of my friends, but then, like, I looked at YouTube videos, and there's, like,
They're ridiculous.
5-year-olds that are
guitar?
Yeah.
You like the guitar?
Oh, that's
Rock
how I
Band,
feel about DDR, too.
Oh, DDR is a different story,
I'm better than almost all of my friends.
Yeah.
But anytime you go up against people that are like, oh no, I'm mad good at this.
Do you hold the back bar?
Well, I do not hold the back
Oh,
bar.
that's what makes you actually good.
Really?
Yes, that used to be a thing.
I thought that it was like better if you use the back bar.
Well, yeah,
or some
because you have more
nonsense.
support, and then you could just kind of like waddle around and it's fine. But like if you're not using the back bar,
you
it's a
have to
lot
balance
harder.
and stuff. Yeah.
Don't worry, girl, you're good.
Thank you. Thank you, girl.
I think I used to be really good at dancing. I used to take hip hop, like for real.
Okay.
Yeah, at the New York Broadway dance.
Like,
people
what
that
age?
do that.
What
I know people that
age?
take hip hop dancing.
It was middle school into high school. I did it for a long time.
Do you have any like home videos of Reina dance stuffs?
No.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, you do.
Yes, you did.
Let's cut to a clip.
I also used to dance for Dance Designs.
What's that?
I don't know. It was like something in New York. It was really tiny and cute, and I would like
Dance
tap
Designs.
dance. It was
Ooh, I like
Tiny
that.
as in this small, and you'd have to shrink down to get into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, a dance center for ants.
Yeah, kind of like that. Kind of like that.
What is this? A dance center for
ants?
All right. Well, that was a quickie, huh?
I used to do one-woman renditions of musical theater shows that I liked, and I still maintain that they were good.
Wait, like you play all the parts?
I played all the parts.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
You know, Trisha, I remember a while back you were like, "Oh man, I can't sing," and I tried to sing and stuff like that. But then we were back when we were in Troll Hole. That sweet band.
Troll, the best band
The best band ever. Wow. We were in a band called Troll Hole.
Yeah,
and some of you guys know what we're talking about. Throw back to that. Whoop, whoop. Troll Hole for life. I think we had a cheer, too. It was like, Troll Hole, Troll Hole, or something like that.
That was pretty
Anyway, back we did Total Eclipse of the Heart, and you rocked out the girl parts.
No, you're thinking Paradise by the Dashboard
That's
Light.
it. Paradise by the Dashboard Light.
Yeah,
Well, that
that's one
sounds
of my
great.
go-to karaoke songs.
Yeah, you also did a good Pinball Wizard, too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I like that song too. But not good enough to be like, I'm going to make a career out of this, which like 5- and 6-year-old me was like, I'm a musical theater
But I mean, you could fake it. You could probably fake it.
Wait, were you taught how to harmonize, or did you just kind of understand it?
I still don't know how to harmonize.
Yeah,
it's
you
Lee
do.
that
You
makes it.
Oh, Lee does the harmonies.
True, but you being stable, you keeping your stable tone
While
is
she's
very
someone's.
important.
That is
Yeah, I
very
guess that is kind of hard.
Because you get kind of taken by the harmony, and you like go with it by
That's my
accident.
problem. is I can't.
So here's my thing. I love to sing. I sing all the time when I'm in the car by myself with other people. It doesn't matter. I sing at any opportunity. So I'm jealous of people that can just fucking snap into a harmony like Lee. I'm like, oh, Lee, you have that
Some
skill
people
that I
just
want.
have the ear
They
for
can just do it,
Yeah,
which is
it's
amazing. So what I would do
I agree.
is on my drives to Sony, which were like fucking 2-hour drives in the morning sometimes,
No fucking
I would
way.
listen to music and I would download karaoke versions of songs where they would have the harmony.
And you have to take
And I
the
would-
normal tone.
Yeah,
yeah,
so
yeah,
you
yeah.
so yeah, in a karaoke track you sing the lead vocals, not the
Right.
harmonies. But if you get a karaoke track of a certain song, the harmonies will be there. So I would listen to these karaoke songs and I'd get the harmonies that way.
Right,
Or just
right.
learn the harmonies.
Yeah.
So
That's
there
a
are
good
some
idea.
songs I know the harmonies to, but that's about it. I
Yeah.
know some Simon and Garfunkel songs.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
fantastic.
That's the way
Yeah.
I am with my go-to karaoke songs, like not harmony-wise, but like I know the melody of those songs well enough that I can fudge my way through them in like
Yeah.
a karaoke
Yeah,
setting.
like Beatles Rock Band has a feature where you can sing the harmonies along with the lead vocals, and if you have up to 3 microphones, you can do all of the harmonies, the
No
3-part
way.
harmonies.
Yes.
But like, how the fuck do you do
does
that?
that?
How do you
Who
know
can
the
do
three-
that?
Like,
So, okay.
Yeah.
guys, if I was like, hey, come over to my house on Thursday, we're gonna play some Beatles rock band, and then just be like, here y'all go.
All I have are these microphones.
3-part harmony.
Yeah, it's like, do you have the guitars? No, I'll have the mics. We're
just gonna sing.
What is gonna be a mess?
That would be a mess.
But I love it because, like, I would love to get people that I know who know the harmonies to come over and play Beatles rock band with me, because then I'd be like, I know the leads for sure to all these songs. If you guys know the harmonies, let's fucking beat the game.
If you guys can just do the hard part for me, I'm down.
Right? Like, I would love to, but I would just love to be able to see, and I kind of have this weird dream that one day I'll do some sort of a cappella, like, barbershop kind of thing.
One of my friends just auditioned for something like that, and she's super stoked.
Like, every time I'm in Disneyland and I see the Dapper Dans out there.
They're so good. The Dapper
just like
Dans.
a little boy going like, oh, you guys are amazing.
So do you like the movie Pitch Perfect?
I never saw it.
What?
Oh, you'd actually like it. It's kind of
I
like...
like Anna Kendrick.
Okay.
That's okay.
That's an okay...
I saw her as a
valid
mermaid,
point.
and that stressed me out.
Did you like Mean Girls?
Yeah.
I feel like Pitch Perfect is kind of a Mean Girls-esque version of Glee.
Wait, what else is
Take
it
Glee
also?
and Mean Girls, make it have a baby. It was actually a lot funnier than I thought it was going to be. I was expecting lame high school movie.
Yeah, it's also a lot like the cheerleader movie. Oh my god, I forgot what it with Eliza Dushku and oh my god,
Bring It On?
Yeah, it's a lot
Bring
like
It
Bring It
On,
On.
yeah.
I
I
think
remember
like it
Bring
has
It
that
On.
like parody-esque to it, where
Guys,
it's kind of making fun of
there
itself.
was only
I auditioned
one
for Bring It On 5.
No, you did not. I love you.
Didn't
Were
get
you
it.
gonna be Eliza?
Still my
Eliza
hero.
Dushku?
Still my hero.
You still might get it. You never know.
I still might get it.
Yeah.
All right.
It might not have been 5. It was like Bring It On, some ridiculously high number that I was like,
a lot of
they're
Bring It
making
Ons.
more of those.
There's a lot of Bring It
Oh
Ons.
God.
You should watch Pitch Perfect.
Time for them to bring it off.
Oh.
Bring It On series. Mads12 says, what was the worst/dumbest rule your parents had growing up?
Mine was definitely finish all the food on the plate.
I never
that's a hard
understood
one.
that. I never
That's a hard
understood that
one.
fucking rule.
Well, it's a very like don't waste your food thing, and in Japan like there are lots of deities, and there's like a deity for rice foods and stuff.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and they would say shit like you would be cursed if you don't eat every grain of rice, because like Japan used to be a very poor country after the war and stuff.
Sure,
So
Yeah.
Every grain.
yeah, you have to eat every
Sometimes
grain.
it'd be a grain under the plate that you forgot about, or like stuck under the fork in between the little ridges. So you're
and
like,
you smudge it, and it's like not anything any longer.
The only reason that I can see for the like finish everything on your plate thing is I just feel like if you're a parent and your kid is like never eating, that can be very frustrating. Or like constantly being like, nah, I'm done, but where's that cookie? I could understand as a parent being like, you have to finish everything on your plate before we can think about cookies or
It's probably also respect. Like, I cooked this food for you.
Right.
Like, how dare you?
yeah.
And you're
I get
concerned
that.
your kid's not eating.
Yeah. See, now my body's confused, and I'll eat like 14 tacos.
See, but the
I do
problem
too.
is,
I'll just buy
I'm the
14
same way.
tacos.
I just eat till my plate's empty. It's a
Exactly.
problem.
here was the problem in my house. I was the pickiest motherfucker ever, and I would only eat certain types of food, and my mom
Not
would
shocked.
try really. I mean, I was so picky. I think at one point I was on a strict hot dog chopped up with ketchup
Of
diet.
course you were.
Just the hot dogs, though. It's not
Can't
even
you
like
just
macaroni
picture-
and cheese.
I think I've talked about this
Can't
before.
you just picture little Steve being like, no,
Yeah.
I
I was
only
a
want
real
hot dogs.
shithead.
I only want hot dogs.
I think the reason why, okay, so that version of me, whoa, spitballs. That version of me was the reason why I probably don't want kids. Because I was like, I was a shithead, and my genetics are going to be passed down.
whatever's gonna
Kids
come out
could
of
end up
me.
like you, dude.
Oh, I don't want any part of that
Yeah,
shit.
they
But
might.
my mom would make this really great food, like stuff that was healthy and balanced, and I would be like, I don't want any of this shit, I don't want it. And they'd be like, well, what do you want?
Hot dogs.
Wow.
And which one? I want a Happy Meal, Mama. And of course they'd be like, he's not gonna eat anything else. So
Yeah,
bring
yeah.
Happy Meals. And then I became a real big fat kid. That's all I would eat. And by the way, Grandma Juanita, who is now in the ground, rest in peace, but you were
Okay.
kind of a shithead. I will say this. One time, I came over to your house and it changed my life forever, and I will never forget, Grandma.
no, what
I hope you're
happened?
listening from some
boy.
plane of existence, whether it's hell or some other worse
Wow.
place.
Okay.
But I'll tell you this. I would go there as a child, and my grandma was like, you're gonna eat this shit,
Yeah.
or you're not gonna fucking
love it.
eat.
Yeah. Good job, Grandma
Right?
Juanita.
But then she realized that I was a real shithead, and I really wasn't gonna eat, and then I was like not doing very well, so this is what she did. This is what she did. She made something that would contribute to probably my early demise in life. Thank you. It's coursing through my body and my veins as we speak.
Okay.
She would get the fucking most delicious, like hardcore Hispanic Mexican like butcher shop tortillas.
Okay.
That were like fucking fresh from the freaking thing, and then
This sounds amazing.
I mean, and
I don't
then-
get why you're mad.
So
yet.
here we go. Hot tortilla that she would heat up on the stove to make it even warmer.
Yeah.
And then she would fucking pull out a big old stick of butter. Just one of those big old sticks of butter. And she would just like rub the butter all
Like a crayon.
over the tortilla like a freaking crayon, like she was coloring it, not going outside the lines at all. And then she would chop off a couple of squares and leave these chunks in there. And then she would fold it up. And then she would put it into a paper towel, and she'd be like, "There,
Just a butter
taco
tortilla.
of butter."
Wow.
And I was like, "Taco of butter? What is this?" And I was like, "Oh my God, 9 more! I need 9 more, Grandma. I'm not gonna poop in the toilet for you until you give me 9 more."
Wow.
So yeah, that was the beginning of the end for me. And then every once in a while, she would put a little sugar in there. She'd sprinkle
like the
some
dessert.
So good.
tacos of butter. is what
Butter
she called them.
tacos.
Tacos
God, that
of butter.
sounds amazing.
Grandma
That's
would be
crazy.
like, "Mija, we have carnitas. We have pozole y menudo." And be like, "Tacos of butter, Grandma." And she'd be like,
Wow.
"All right, here we go."
See, you're
Esteban.
making yourself sound really obnoxious, but that's kind of cute.
I don't think. I mean,
Come on,
maybe someone
Grandma.
thought it was cute. I don't think it's cute in
I think
perspective.
it's
in
kind
this
of cute,
perspective.
and I know people that put butter on their tortillas. Like there's restaurants that serve tortillas with butter. Like it's just what some people
But I
do.
mean, I would eat that shit. Like, I would come home from school, and my mom would be like, "Taco of butter? Tacos of butter! Keep them coming, Mom! Mario ain't gonna find the princess himself!"
Oh my God.
I just love picturing like little Steve.
Right?
It's my favorite.
Little
thing.
Steve in my head is animated Steve.
Right,
Like
pretty
that's
much.
him, like
Pretty
literally
much.
always.
Have you seen a picture of little Steve?
No, wait,
It
I
will
have.
make your life.
I had the lens! I had the lens!
Yeah, we need a pen.
Where's the pen?
Oh my God!
Fuck my ass!
Steve, are you in the lead now?
I think
I think
so.
you
No
are.
way.
Yeah, Steve pulls
Oh,
ahead. He's the only
yes!
Steve.
Oh, yeah!
Good
Oh, man,
job,
what is
baby.
this?
Look at that.
Okay.
Guys, Megan Tonja's got one in there, too,
That's
right?
awesome.
I think
Did
so,
she?
didn't she?
She didn't write it down. If she
Ooh,
did.
maybe we didn't put her
Probably did though. She would.
Yeah, she would.
She
Exactly. She's the type of person to be like, "Oh, is it like
it
this?
this?
Oh, did I
Like,
get it?
oh,
I know,
awesome."
she just rocked it.
Because she's amazing. Yeah, little Steve is amazing though. Have Steve show you some pictures of himself as a little kid because it will make your heart melt.
I was I was a cute little kid, but I
That's
was a shithead.
adorable. So? I mean,
all
no, that
shithead.
matters. I'm sorry.
I mean, kids are shithead. Kids are already shitheads.
Yeah.
True.
I had a huge temper when I was a kid, so I'm sure I was annoying
I was
too.
just a brat.
Yeah.
I was just like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Mom. And you'd be like, please. I'd be like, nah.
Nah.
I was a brat, but
I do that.
I was a brat in a completely different way. I would say no just for the sake of saying no and like testing my independence.
Oh my
but I'd come
God.
up with like a logical argument as to why
shit.
no
You would.
that my parents couldn't refute. I was that kind of shithead.
Oh, I
I
like
was like,
that.
"Oh, you want me to help with the dishes after dinner?" That's funny because I actually have all this homework to do. So unless you want to pay like $200,000 for college, you should probably let me do my homework so I can get a good job in this
snap.
class and get a full
Wow.
scholarship.
So
I mean,
can
I'm
tell
just
you- Can I tell you?
prioritizing
Hold on.
dishes or homework. I was that.
So I didn't get out of.
I was a real asshole.
I didn't get out of anything with logic, but I'll tell you what I did do. My room was a mess constantly as a kid, and so my
kid?
we're very surprised.
I mean, it actually, yeah, it still was. I just moved out, but it was a fucking.
They've
messy
seen your
fucking-
desk in BTS pieces.
That's
they know.
true. It's
That's
kind of
true.
a mess. I mean, yeah. But my when you would open the door to my childhood bedroom, you would look in, and there would be this big kind of like space that you would have to walk through to get into the so there's like a slight entryway into my bedroom.
Okay.
And so if you open the door and just look through, you could be like, "Oh, the room's a mess. You better clean it. You're not gonna be able to go to the mall with your friends or go out or whatever." And I'm like, "Oh,
Always a
Mom."
threat.
I know what you're gonna say.
So what I would do is because they would never really bother to come all the way in to make sure the room was clean. I mean, they would, but like mostly all they would do.
So
was
what
just look at
was
the
your
room.
radius?
I would
Yeah, yeah.
push
What's your
everything
like
to
70
one
degrees?
side side of the room.
Yeah.
What's your viewing angle that you
Yeah,
kept
exactly.
clean?
And I would stand in the doorway and I'd even like lean in a little bit. I'd
You'd
like
be
look
yeah,
around.
that looks
Smart,
good.
I totally moved
brilliant.
everything
Yeah.
past the field of vision to look pristine. And then when you came in, there was just this pile of Ninja Turtle and Ghostbusters toys.
Hilarious.
See, you guys as kids were smart and clever. I like that, and I enjoy that. So even if you guys are brats, I would still want little children that have their own thought
The
processes.
little quirks.
Yeah, I think it's cute.
Well, that's Joe says Hayden is like that.
Yeah.
That Hayden's like
Hayden's, like,
super
brilliant.
Problem
super
solver.
smart and will like go like figure ways around rules and like logic it out.
After I saw Hayden's, I think it was what was it, like a talent show where she did the whole choreography.
What does the fox say?
Yeah.
She
Oh, yeah, yeah,
choreographed it
yeah.
And she
herself.
choreographed it herself, and she even led the other little girl.
Oh,
When the
yeah.
other little girl like missed a step, she'd be like, "No, turn this way."
Oh, yeah,
I was
she was
like,
on it.
This
She
girl,
knows, yeah, she's a smart kid.
So
she's a
smart.
Beretta. She's got the blood
That's
in the genes.
Joe's in trouble when
super
she's a teenager.
perceptive too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I was gonna say the other thing about having kids is like I know it's a long ways off, but I can't help but think of like, man, if I ever had a girl or like that's the fucking
What would
As
you
a
do,
dad,
right?
worst nightmare.
Yeah.
Because eventually you know that like the horny boys are gonna come around, and that's just I mean, what can you do?
Especially because good chances are your daughters are going to be built like the person that you made them with, like their mom.
Right, you
And
gotta
if
be very
you
careful.
have good taste, the mom's going to be hot.
Yeah, you gotta be careful.
You know,
gotta be
so then you
very
got hot
careful.
daughters.
Yeah.
See,
What
and
are
that's
you
the
gonna
thing.
do?
And all I can think of is like, I know what I fucking did as a kid,
Right.
and I know the shit that I lied to my parents about and got away with on a
yeah.
constant basis. And I know that when I would sometimes have girls in my room and I would close the door, sometimes things would happen in that room as a as like a a 17 or 18-year-old.
Yeah.
So what do? That's a nightmare. You just
So-
let it happen and hope they're not gonna get knocked
No,
up
you
or
be
get an
the
STD.
crazy dad.
So the
No,
original,
you can't do that.
So the
Because then they'll
question-
hate you and resent you forever.
The question was dumb rules in the house, and that's what I would say the dumb rules in my house were, is that my parents completely approached parenting from like we were bad when we were kids, so we're just gonna assume that this is what's
smart.
happening.
Yeah.
And I was like the best goody two-shoes kid, not doing anything wrong ever in junior high and high school. And so my dumb rules were all stuff like that, like no
Keep the
doors
door up.
shut,
Yeah, keep
and
the
no
door
co-ed sleepovers, and no I had a curfew all the time, and I was like, I'm a good kid.
Yeah.
See, that was the thing too. Like, I was a good kid.
If any kids
So
deserve
Yeah.
trust from their parents, it's me.
Yeah.
Like, and that's the thing. I was a shithead. I was a brat, but like, I knew, like, I didn't smoke or do drugs or drink.
Yeah.
Never did any of that stuff. And my entire, like, I lived and left my parents' house without drinking or doing drugs or anything.
Me as well.
So,
Yes.
so like,
Yes.
they had no reason to be like
No
worried
reason.
at all. But the door closed thing, all I could think of was like, Mom, I'm a fucking nerd. There's no way any girl I bring into this room is gonna want to do anything
funny.
you don't want to see
Yeah.
or want me to do in here. So why the fuck should I keep the door open?
I don't know. My mom was really cool about it. Like, she let me sleep over my guy friends' houses all the time, and I never
was
did
so
anything.
not allowed to do
The
that.
thing is, I always only had dude friends. In fact, I've been friends with Mike since middle school. Like, we always used to sleep over at each other's houses, and it was like, it was fine. Nothing happened.
I mean, nothing happened in the sense that you are okay right now.
Yeah, everything's great. Everything's great. But
I
yeah.
mean, yeah,
But that's because I was good too, and she knew it. Like, I always got good grades. I never did anything ridiculous. Like, I had a temper
So,
always.
but you know that your
yeah.
mom was probably going fucking
Yeah.
nuts in the inside of her head, thinking,
like,
my daughter
choosing.
might be having sex or
Maybe.
whatever, but I'm just gonna choose
I'm
to
gonna
either
choose
ignore it
to
or just let
trust.
it
I
happen.
don't know. I was real funky looking when I was young, so she probably didn't really. She probably was not worried
it.
about
I mean,
that.
well,
You know, I used to be.
And
really
that's not true.
overweight.
I saw your little kid picture. It's adorable.
Okay, that's very little. I mean, like high school. Like, I can do this because I used to have all.
Oh,
of
we
these.
all go through funk in school. Everyone goes
yeah.
through awkward phase.
I looked great.
Sure.
This with braces.
I'm still in my awkward phase.
Okay.
Still going.
Let's go on to the last. Stephanie at Zomagod. Hey, Steph at Table Talk. What's a class you took in high school or college that you didn't expect to like but did? Mine is sociology. Hashtag I miss Joe. Hashtag I love you guys. Stop.
We all miss Joe.
We all do.
Well, I'm gonna stay out of this one because I didn't even go to college.
Well, yeah,
Well,
high
high
school though.
school.
Did you take any classes
Is it
in
a-
high school
yeah.
that like took you by surprise that you liked?
It took me by surprise. I mean, I kind of like didn't hate English.
There you go.
I didn't hate it.
Yeah.
What drew you in about English?
I mean,
Did you like the books you read?
I just did.
Dot.
There's this girl I liked in the class.
There we go.
There it is.
I remember being completely taken by surprise that I liked philosophy and theology.
Oh my gosh.
That was my like super surprise. Like I was in school and I was like, philosophy I thought was just fascinating. And theology also, like, because you kind of expect theology to be like, oh, there's gonna be like CCD. At least that's what I thought. Like coming from like Catholic school, I was like, oh, I don't want this. I don't want them to tell me just believe it because I said so. Because I hate that. And then I started taking theology courses, and they were like, question. We encourage you to question everything you've ever learned up until now. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And like you were encouraged to learn about beliefs that were not your own, and I was like, this is okay.
Yeah, it's all about
I am
exploration.
on board with the philosophical and theological exploration classes. There were a lot of semesters I enjoyed those more than my theater classes, which was my major.
Wow.
Oh wow. I wouldn't expect that. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Mine's two of them. Latin was fun, and it also made me like 20 times smarter than I used to be. I was like, damn, I get it. So Latin was cool.
Latin was fun is something I never thought I'd do.
Actually, Reina and I had a conversation about this before. Latin is super fun if you're that.
Once you understand it, it's fun. Until then, it's a struggle. It's like a really intense learning curve.
It's a Rubik's Cube. Like, you know how when you finish a Rubik's Cube, you're like, yeah, I'm so awesome.
I don't think I've ever finished a Rubik's Cube.
Okay, well, that's Latin feels like.
Did you ever finish a Rubik's Cube? Like actually do it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never done it.
There's a rhythm and algorithm to it.
Is it really?
Yeah. You first try to match up all the white sides, and then you try to remember bringing it back to the white sides, and then you finish all the other panels.
There's actually, what's that YouTube video that's like up, back, flip it back? There's like
yeah, it's flip it down, flip it back, flip it down, flip it back, and then it's 2
there's
2
some
2.
kind of fun song about it.
That sounds like math. I don't feel good.
Well, Latin's a lot like math.
Well, I don't feel good about that.
Oh, the other class, I forgot. It's also philosophy class. It was philosophy of science, and it was really fucking intense. But it was really cool because, much like your theology classes, it kind of taught you things from a different perspective. For example, science isn't really the be-all, end-all because you're not looking at it from your naked eye. For example, when you're looking at a microscope, you're technically observing something from a lens, which is not your naked eye. So you can't technically prove that it's what's actually happening on a microscopic level.
Interesting.
Ooh,
love it.
Because we were never meant to see that microscopic level of things.
Exactly. So what if it doesn't actually exist and it's something that your brain is creating for itself as an illusion? However,
That sounds like religious propaganda to me.
Yeah, it's also weird because it's philosophy, so it's very much like, did the tree really make a sound? Like one of those.
Yeah, it's very, we're just going to get you to think about things real hard just for the sake of
exactly.
thinking about
But
things
now
real
we can-
hard.
Exactly, for no real purpose.
But I love it.
But now we can put a microphone in the woods and then listen to the tree falling.
You're right. Yeah, your science prevails.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
Does the tree make a sound because they know we're there and they want attention? Or does it not make a sound because no one's around to hear it?
Do you think trees are attention whores, huh?
Potentially.
Real bad.
Potentially.
All right, quickie.
Quickie, baby.
I'm sorry, Brett.
I mean, Brett's just getting it.
I know.
Brett's just getting it.
Guys, Coziest Pigeon 2 says, what was your first real experience with the internet as a youngster?
Oh, man. Well,
Sexting.
I mean,
Sexting all the way back.
quite a bit younger
100%.
than you boys and girls.
No, you're not.
Well, no, I was quite a bit younger.
AOL dial-up.
Yeah.
Oh, for
And
sure.
like
AOL.
coming home from school and like running downstairs to see if I got any of this newfangled thing called email, which was really awesome.
cute.
And then jumping into chat rooms and pretending to be way older than you are so you can like sexy chat.
Oh yeah,
with
like
strangers.
ASL.
ASL.
ASL, baby.
ASL!
Yeah, sex location.
My brother was the one that brought the internet into our home, and we were very young. And I remember it being, so it was all DOS based. So I remember it being DOS based. So that was like, I don't know what that could have been. I remember something called like Genie or Alta Vista or something.
Alta
or
Vista.
Alta Vista.
something like that. Alta Vista was
Yeah,
a
that
thing,
sounds
right?
really familiar. Oh, that was
that
I
so
saved up my
close.
other one so I could have two.
So you can measure out how far that one was.
But yeah, my first experiences with the internet were like very strange. I remember like not really understanding or grasping the concept of it at all. And wow, that was
Right
so
above
close.
it.
Does that count?
No, it doesn't count. You have to hit the
Canon
lens.
logo.
Yeah.
Camera doesn't count.
But yeah, it's just that fucking dial-up thing. Your mom would pick up the phone and it would disconnect you. Yeah, and it was very strange. I remember the first time we like typed something in and then waited with that little blinking square.
Oh yeah.
And then just waited, and then someone would be like, yes, and we'd be like, whoa,
I'm talking to someone through the computer.
Who knows where they are in the world? Yeah,
it was pretty cool.
That was cool. It was a little boring.
What? Wait, was AOL your first internet?
Because AOL was something before that.
Wow.
It was like Genie or... We had this internet provider called Ventura County Online.
Awesome.
That was like... Yeah.
That doesn't sound like what it does
it was
now.
awful. It was really bad. My brother actually worked for them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, too. So we ended up getting some kind of service or something.
Yeah, AOL was my
AOL was mine
first
too.
one, for sure.
I was so into AIM. I was like, I was
just gonna say,
we have to chat.
AIM was all the
Did you ever
rage.
use ICQ?
No, what's that?
Ever use ICQ?
What's that?
Really?
Is it chat?
No.
Brett, do you know ICQ? Brett knows ICQ.
What is it,
It's this
chat
other
system?
chat thing, yeah.
Yeah, it was AIM all the way, and then you'd for me, this was college, but setting your AIM away message all the time.
Oh, yeah.
So that people knew where
To
you were.
lyrics of songs. I always did
lyrics of songs are right after you had a breakup or
Oh
a
my
fight
God.
with your friend, and it's
All
some
sophomore year.
super angsty
All sophomore
song
year.
lyric.
All Moulin
And
Rouge.
then, do you remember LiveJournal or eJournal?
Oh, yeah. Oh, so
And then your
embarrassing.
AIM away message would be the link to your journal.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
Wait, what was the other one that started with an X? Zanga? Oh, you guys don't know what that is?
Wait,
Okay.
I've heard of Zanga. Why do I know
swear,
it?
It's so LiveJournal. It's literally LiveJournal, but
LiveJournal?
almost MySpacey. There are more pictures and graphics.
Okay. I just remember an ex of mine, years after we broke up, found my LiveJournal from while we were dating.
Whoops.
Oh, boy.
And he was like, wow, you were really unhappy in our relationship, huh?
Whoops.
And I was like,
Don't bottle in your emotions, kids.
You know,
Communication.
Every journal was like, well, surprisingly, he was nice to me today. I think hell might have frozen over. Trisha. And he found it. Now I'm like, why would you ever be so dumb
oh, my God.
to put something public like that?
I want you to talk like that always.
Do you guys remember IRC? Did you ever mess with IRC? That's what it's called, right? IRC. Oh, what was it?
Web client IRC. Wait, no, IRC is like an FTP thing though. It's
That
like
is it. You're
FileZilla.
right.
Yeah.
What was I thinking? What is it then? What's
Internet
the one?
relay chat. That's
What
IRC.
was the one that was you're right. I remember when I was doing FTP server shit that I remember I had to type
FileZilla.
in MIRC shit. But what was the one that was it was all chat rooms, but people were using it to send porn to each other. That was the original intent of it. It wasn't. It wasn't use groups or news groups because that's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
Usenet and news groups, but it was
I don't remember
maybe
that.
it is IRC.
Maybe they do have a chat relay. I mean, it is Internet Relay Chat. That's what it stands for. So
I
it
seem
could
to
very
remember
well be
there was
that.
just this thing where I would do I would go into slash movies, and there would be this whole chat room to talk about movies.
Wait, I 100% know what
Then you
you're
can go
talking
into slash video games, and you go talk about video games.
It's like OG Reddit.
And then you could go to slash sex, and there would be people who would be like, "I'm definitely a girl, want to have some cyber sex," and there was that, and then there was slash.
Those are the rooms I was in all the time.
Oh my God.
Right?
It was real bad.
And then there was slash teens, that want to hang out or
Yeah,
something,
yeah, yeah.
or slash cool kids or something.
Cool kids.
Yeah,
I think it was IRC.
Wait, I
Does that
know
sound right?
exactly what you're talking about because there would be slash cool kids 1, slash
Yes.
cool kids 54,
Yes.
whichever
Yes.
one wasn't
Yes.
full at the time.
And
you could
Oh,
get
the
into.
room. Oh, I
Yes,
see.
they were little chat rooms.
rooms.
And it was the way that people would send files to each other. That's where piracy kind of
Yeah.
started.
No, that makes then IRC probably is it, and it just evolved into the FTP
Right,
server type of shit now.
God, I'm
Yeah.
trying to remember. That's so
Wow,
hilarious.
that's cool. I used to go on teen chat romance, and it was
girl.
really creepy.
Oh, wait a minute. I remember this thing. Do you guys remember something called OnLive?
Yes.
Did you use OnLive?
No.
Talk to me about it.
Okay, there were these things. It was like this digital world, this open space 3D world, and there would be these floating avatar heads. and they would be like
Just the heads?
a pelican or like a
Nope.
human face.
Nope, I don't think this is the rabbit hole I went
These
down.
were some of the greatest times of my life. Me and my brother and my friend Will, not Will Haynes here, another Will, friend of mine.
Sure.
And we would sit at the computer and we would create these like ridiculous looking avatar heads, like a bird with like stupid weird colors and like weird eyes that are looking in different directions. And it was all 3D polygon crap. And we would go into this room called like the pub or something, and there would be like 4 or 5 people all huddled like in a circle.
Is it like Second Life?
Yeah, I was just
It
gonna
was
say
like
it's
the
like
precursor
early,
to Second
early,
Life.
early
Yeah.
Second Life.
Yeah, it was like very early Second Life, and there'd be all these people in there, and they'd all be looking at each other, and their mouths would move with like the talking. So like they would be over there, and you would spawn in the room like way over here. And then you could hear them from afar going like, yeah, well, the other day I was trying to install Doom and
Oh, man.
it kind of crashed. And then there'd be a girl.
It's because
there.
you didn't have enough RAM. You needed that 4 megabytes of RAM to run
Right.
Doom.
And then there'd be a girl going like, well, I tried out Commander Keen the other day, and I thought that was a great game. What are you guys drinking? Oh, I'm drinking a little wine, that's all. And it would just be like these horrible... So what we would do is, we would be all the way back here, and you could, like, hold down the shift key and press the forward key, and you would fly in. And so what we would do is we'd press down on the talk button, and then press shift and forward, and we'd go, wow. And so you'd see this fucking avatar coming from like way far away going, and then we would bump into them. We would go like,
Oh my god, you were
you're
OG
trolling
troll.
people.
we were
Oh my
totally
God.
Leroy Jenkins
You
before
really
Leroy
were.
Jenkins.
And you were also the Second Life troll before he became a thing, where
Yeah.
the green guy would come in and watch people have sex.
I mean, it was the fucking best. And then we'd be in there going like, hey, what's up? What's everybody up to in here? You guys like to hang out? Who's masturbating? I am. And they'd be like, excuse me, sir, we're gonna have to block you because we are not, that's inappropriate, and there are some females in here. And I'd be like, all right, whatever. And I go, whoa, and start like spinning around.
I would have been the, excuse me, sir, we're gonna have to block
Ladies in
you
here.
because this is inappropriate.
And then I would like stand still for a second and then listen to them all talk, and then I'd go like, oh, I'd lift up straight into the sky, and I'd go like, I'm going to heaven. You'd like look up and see this thing going way up into the sky, and you could go like super.
This
We
is
haven't
something that's
changed.
really funny if you're hanging out with Steve while he's playing it, but if you're any of the other players in there, you're like, God damn
Well,
this
Get the
guy.
fuck out!
Well, see, luckily for the
Always.
program and luckily for them, you could very easily click on someone and like mute them or
Oh,
block
that's
them or
nice.
something. But we used to have a lot of fun
That's
doing that stuff.
hilarious.
Good times.
Memories.
Old days of the internet.
The old days of the internet.
So what do you guys remember as your first experience with the internet? Let us know that in the comments section, and keep submitting topics, because the topics lately have been really good.
They've
pretty
been great.
banging.
Good topics, guys.
Loving
I mean,
it.
punching them
Steve
out.
and I were talking
Pushing
about that
through.
recently. We're like, these are all new. I haven't answered these before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Good
All
stuff,
right, guys.
game.
Well, thanks for watching. Goodbye.
Bye.
ASL.
AS. Oh no!